Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. 11 minutes past 7 this Wednesday morning, the 28th of Muharram 1437, the English date being the 11th of November 2015. We are now into the second half of this morning's Morning Rush show. And in studio, we are privileged to have a guest by the name of Brother Shaukat Ali Khan, who is the representative of the Ammaarah Bursary Fund. And we will be taking a look with regards to what is the Ammaarah Bursary Fund in association with Awqaf South Africa. We say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to Brother Shaukat Ali Khan.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Jazakallah for joining us this morning. We know you had to leave very early from home to be here in time. Jazakallah.
I want to say thank you very much for having me here.
No problem, inshallah. With regards to the Ammaarah Bursary Fund, we see the name. Do you want to take us through what is the Ammaarah Bursary Fund?
The Ammaarah Bursary Fund was established to provide some form of sponsorship or bursaries for students that would like to do or pursue the career of being a paramedic. The Bursary Fund is encouraging students and youth to follow the career as a paramedic, either via doing a diploma course or otherwise a degree course that has been offered at our universities.
So we see that is the core function of the fund, but how did this Bursary Fund come about then?
The Bursary Fund basically was established in honor of the late Ammaarah Khan. She was a paramedic. At that point in time, she was the only Muslim female paramedic in the country. And there were certain issues that she saw that was very, very important as a Muslim, being a paramedic, and what paramedics can offer to Muslims and the rest of the world in terms of being a paramedic.
So that is where the name Ammaarah comes from. I was going to ask you more or less, what role did Ammaarah play in this fund coming about?
Yes, you know, what has actually happened is we've always taken paramedics for granted. A lot of people look at paramedics as either ambulance drivers, not realizing these are skilled professional people or skilled people going to college and learning the art of helping and saving people's lives. And she wanted to bring that to the fore. And when we discovered that, you know what, it is extremely expensive, education has been one of the key things right in the news at the moment. So the cost of going through these courses are quite high, and therefore we felt that, you know what, in order to promote the course, we established a bursary fund in honor of Ammaarah.
Before we move on to the mission of the bursary, you mentioned that you went into trying to promote the cause. Do we see a shortfall of paramedics in this country then, especially in the Muslim fraternity itself then?
Yes, especially in the Muslim fraternity, there is a shortfall of paramedics. And what also happens is that South Africa produces some of the best paramedics in the world. And because of the kind of exposure that they have. And therefore, a lot of these paramedics either move out to different countries, leaving us with a vacuum of paramedics. There are a lot of basic paramedics or ambulance assistants in the country, but as far as the higher degree and more qualified paramedics, there's definitely a shortage.
Before we go into detail with regards to paramedics itself, then just coming back to the Bursary Fund, then the mission of this Bursary Fund. I believe you are in association with Awqaf South Africa, so then what is the mission of this Bursary Fund?
The mission of this, the Bursary Fund obviously is to raise as much capital and funds so that we can accommodate the amount of students that will pursue this career as a career option and become paramedics. Awqaf has been our administrator, so they would maintain and handle the administration side of the Bursary Fund.
Let's move on to the paramedic side of things. I believe you also went on to study to become a paramedic. Do you want to take us through that, knowing that this is the time of the year where students finishing exams, thinking, what must I do next year? Take us through the whole paramedic course itself, and what inspired you to was, I believe, Ammaarah herself. And thereafter also, did you find it easy? Did you find it difficult? How do you find it?
Yes, I mean, it was an inspiring journey. I always wanted to be useful and help people, but never got the opportunity to pursue the course. I mean, I always would like to help people out on accident scenes and in case of a medical emergency and things like that. And then I decided, okay, you know what, after seeing what it's really all about, I decided to go to college, and I studied as a BAA, and inshallah I would like to further my studies. In terms of students out there who wish to do it, it's an extremely exciting course. You know, this is something that Ammaarah always believed in, and she felt that you know, to be a good Muslim, you don't have to be boring. You can be fun, you can have fun, you can be good and be a good Muslim at the same time. And that was basically the most important aspect of her being a paramedic.
And also, I'm sure, the principle of helping one another or helping a fellow Muslim out in the time of need.
Yes, absolutely. She had the option of doing medicine, and at one stage she contemplated. She wanted to go to university and study medicine, but then she decided she wanted to be in the field. She wanted to get her hands dirty. She wanted to be active and assist people when in need. And she decided to, she actually wanted to continue her studies as a paramedic and do her master's eventually.
We see that you made mention with regards to different levels of paramedics. You see an ambulance driver. Generally, we would think if we phone an ambulance, the ambulance driver is a paramedic with the person sitting next to him. Is this the case, or is that not the case?
This is generally the case, because you would have the ambulance, on an ambulance you would have a BAA and an ILS, and thereafter you have the advanced life support or a CCA. But what has happened is they are now in the process of discontinuing the short courses, and they are offering now the ECT program, which is a diploma course, which has an NQF 6 level, and then you have the degree course. The old degree course was the Bachelor of Technology, but it has now been, I think, changed to the Bachelor of Health Sciences.
All right, because I'm seeing you, we're going into the medical field, but you're talking about technology with regards to a degree or a course there.
Yes.
Also then, moving on with regards to your studying, how many years did it take, how many years do prospective students who want to undertake this studying of becoming a paramedic, with the guidelines to the course, how many years of their life would it be taken up?
The shortest and most advisable route would be to go via the universities, which is a 4-year BTech degree course. It is a degree course. Or otherwise, the long way would to do the ECT program, which is a 2-year course, and you would do a bridging course for 1 year, and thereafter follow 3rd and 4th year as a degree course. So the ultimate would be to finally end off with a degree.
All right. 20 minutes past 7. If you have just tuned in, we are chatting to Brother Shaukat Ali Khan, who is representing the Ammaarah Bursary Fund in association with OCAF South Africa. We go for a short break. When we return, inshallah, we'll continue this discussion. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, and in studio we are privileged to have Brother Shaukat Ali Khan representing the Ammaarah Bursary Fund. And before the break we were taking a look at with regards to this fund and what it entails, and it is with regards to paramedics itself and the fund being set up, and the administrator of this fund being OCAF South Africa. Brother Shaukat, in the closing moments of this morning's interview with regards to the fund itself, let's look at two aspects before we go on to what were the two projects that late Ammaarah Khan was involved with. Let's look at the fund aspects of this project itself. How do you entail, or how do you endeavor to raise funds for this bursary fund or initiative?
Okay, well, the very recent event that we are actually busy with right now is we are partaking in the 94.7 challenge cycle race, and alhamdulillah, we have 60 riders riding for the fund, which was beyond what our expectations. I want to say thank you very much to the Cycle Club Lenasia, who really came to the fore and assisted us in terms of registering the bond and the club with 94.7. So there's a humble appeal made out to the public there to support these riders, because each rider has made a pledge to raise funds for the Ammaarah Paramedic Bursary Fund. And this on Saturday we would be having a radiothon, and people are welcome to phone in and make pledges towards this bursary fund.
With regards to the cycling event and the radiothon, any other initiatives with regards to raising funds for this Ammaarah Paramedic Bursary Fund itself?
Yes, there is another small project where we are actually manufacturing cookers in honor of Ammaarah. We are selling these cookers. These are cookers that cook food without using any electricity or gas or any energy. The objective is just to utilize its own energy. This was designed specifically for rural areas, but it just so happens that most of our more affluent people are using it more in terms of energy saving, electricity saving and gas saving more than anything else. So these are the small projects that we are involved in. One project that was very close to Ammaarah's heart was the AED CPR initiative that is being that has partnered up with the Islamic Medical Association and OCAF and the Jamiatul Ulama. And the objective of this initiative was to place AED machines in every masajid in the country, inshallah.
Ameen. You're talking about AED machines. Do you want to enlighten our listeners what does this machine do itself?
Yes, this is one of a very important and vital piece of tool that needs to be there in an event. Somebody has a heart attack or is unresponsive. I mean, South Africa has had a few cases where people have had heart attacks in masajids, and everybody would scream, is there a doctor, is there a doctor, and nobody knew what to do. And the objective of this initiative is to go to masjid and train people how to do CPR, but also install this machine, because to do CPR is just one aspect of saving somebody's life. You need to actually connect the machine and use it and electrocute the person, or shock the person, in other words, so that they can get the person responsive again.
Yeah, that's a very great initiative by the late Sister Ammaarah Khan. In our closing remarks, Brother Shaukat Ali, any closing remarks from yourself and the organization you represent with regards to the representation of Ammaarah Bursary Fund?
Yes, I think what is important out there is that people should understand that at any given time, a paramedic is always in need. You know, people cannot make the statement that I will never need a paramedic at any given time, whether it is themselves personally or a family member or a friend. And the perception should change. You know, people should look at them with respect, because nobody remembers the paramedic on the accident scene.
Definitely.
You know, they just been taken for granted. And we feel that people should change that view.
Right. And any contact details you have, if anybody is interested, any viewers interested with regards to this fund itself and prospective paramedics, inshallah?
Yes, they can go onto our webpage. It is www.ammaarahbursaryfund.wordpress.com, or otherwise contact us on 011 854 2680.
That website again, www.ammaarahbursaryfund.wordpress.com, and that contact details via telephone is 011-854-2680. Brother Shaukat Ali Khan, we say Jazakallah for joining us this morning here on Morning Rush in the studio, and Jazakallah for giving us some of your time, and we wish you and the fund the best for the future, inshallah.
I'm going to say Jazakallah khair.
Ameen. That was Brother Shaukat Ali Khan joining us here on Morning Rush with regards to the Ammaarah Bursary Fund. Any viewers want to get into contact with regards to this fund can contact 011-854-2680 or the website www.ammaarahbursaryfund.wordpress.com. 27 minutes past 7, you are watching Morning Rush. Keep watching.